A genuine leader is not a searcher for consensus, but a molder of consensus. Martin Luther King Jr. There are leaders in every area of our lives, the people that we look up to, the people we want to learn for, that we admire, and the world is craving more leaders. We need more people like you to step up and to share ideas that matter, which is exactly why in this week's episode of Master Talk, I'll be sharing the 3 lessons I got from leadership that apply to every single presentation I've done in my life. Hi everyone, Brendan here from Master Talk on your go-to channel to mastering your talk. And today we're talking leadership. So let's get ready to lead. Number 1. Leaders are not born, but rather created based on a series of experiences in their life. And by the way, communication is not an exception. We all know leaders that we admire. And we also know that none of those people woke up being leaders. They went through challenges, difficulties, circumstances in their life that led them into leadership roles. Same thing with me. When I was 19 years old, I had a big ego. I didn't want to lead anybody. I thought I was the biggest shot in town until I had to lead a team of 25 individuals to different competitions across the country. And it was really difficult because I had to manage all of their emotions. I had to check in with them. I had to make sure that they understood how to win these things. And I was their therapist. And that's how I learned how to be a leader. And I realized it wasn't about ego, but rather about showing up in a way that makes people feel special, that makes people feel like they're the most important person in the room. But here's the punchline, everyone. Leadership and public speaking is literally the exact same thing. In the same way that we know that leaders are not born, but rather created, I'd love to argue the idea that communication experts, people who are exceptional communicators, are not born, but rather created over a series of experiences in their life. Think about it. If you master communication, whether that's filler words, saying more, pausing, using that more effectively, vocal tone variety, pacing, you'll follow the same manual. It's the same thing with leadership. You go through the same motions, the same steps until you become an exceptional communicator. So once we realize the importance of leadership and public speaking, but also that both can be taught, not just given to us, that will give us the confidence that we need to get to the level we want to be in life. Number 2, communication multiplies leadership skills over time. The more you lead, the easier it is to communicate. And the more you communicate, the easier it is to lead. There's a strong correlation between leadership skills and communication. And this is why a lot of fantastic leaders we see, whether it's Barack Obama, whether it's Simon Sinek or CEOs of companies, we realize that almost all of them are exceptional communicators because one is always interlinked within the other. And that's the fun part, is when you work on one, it creates a domino effect for every single part of ourselves as leaders that develops over time. So when we understand that multiplying effect well, this helps us refocus our attention on really understanding communication from a leadership perspective. If I practice communication more intentionally on a daily basis with the people around me, it will make me a better leader. And the other piece to that is what we call 360-degree feedback. When you're leading an organization or the people that you're managing, always ask for feedback on how you're coming off. Because as you scale a business and as your movement, your vision becomes bigger, you don't have time anymore to talk to people individually. Think of somebody like Elon Musk. He's probably speaking to hundreds of thousands of people now and probably tens of thousands of employees. He doesn't have the time, the bandwidth anymore to talk to everyone at an individual level. So the only thing left to do is to sharpen his leadership skills and his ability to succinctly and clearly communicate his vision for the world in a medium where everyone can hear him all at the same time. And that's the key. We need to align our big vision for the world and have the communication and leadership skills that come with it so that as our vision expands and evolves, so does our leadership and comms. Number 3, leaders stand for what they believe in regardless of what everyone else thinks. Leadership is not about communicating something grandiose or special or ginormous. It's about sharing an idea and having the guts to do it regardless of what everyone else thinks of it. When leaders move one step forward towards their vision, everyone else is telling them to take that step back, to move back, to run away. And if you're a true leader, which I believe you are since you're still watching this video, you have a groundbreaking innovation to share. You have an idea worth percolating to the world. And the reason I bring that up is because there's a relationship between leadership and the way that we communicate ideas with the world. Will we have the guts to share what's on our minds regardless of what other people think? I encourage you to push forward, because if you want to be a real leader, you need to realize that they can come in any shape, form, or size. But there's one commonality that sticks out with all of them, big or small, regardless of the ethnicity. And the trait is this: move forward regardless of what other people think. Believe in what you believe regardless of what other people say about your idea, and you'll be just fine. A genuine leader is not a searcher of consensus, but rather a molder of one. Martin Luther King Jr. And he's absolutely right. The true leaders are not just exceptional at sharing their ideas regardless of what other people think of them, but they're also exceptional communicators. So if you want to be an exceptional leader, realize that communication plays an enormous part in that journey so that you can effectively share your message to millions of people at the same time. And if you can master that skill, you'll be an extraordinary leader. As always, if you enjoyed this week's episode of MasterTalk, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the YouTube channel as well to see more videos like this. And if you know one person that you believe is a leader, send them this video so that they'll be one step closer towards mastering their talk.